welcome to Ben Television News. I am Kiru Omuli. First, the highlights. Nigeria Senate President David Mark reinstates government's commitment in the fight against terrorism. Nigerian Army starts recruitment to boost campaign against Islamic terrorist Boko Haram. FRSC suspend June 30th deadline of new plate numbers and driver's license. As the Nigerian Union of Teachers orders closure of all primary and secondary schools in the country in protest against the abduction of over 200 girls in Chibok. Now the news. Nigeria Senate President has reinstated the federal government's commitment in the fight against terrorism and rescuing over 200 girls abducted in Chibok, Borno State by Boko Haram. Mark stated this when the hundreds of men and women under the auspices of Solid Women Initiative for Development marched to the gate of the National Assembly demanding for the unconditional release of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls in Abuja. Correspondent L.M. Chukwuemeka completes the report.
God of Noria, God of widows, we need our children. We bring her today. God, I know you. You go do am. Small thing, you go do am. The thing where they hold us, you know, go waste time. Do the thing they happen. I need God for Abraham and the Jacob and the widows. I need you make it go bring that children that are suffering. They no see husband, they no see mother, they no see food. Now to put them for bush. Where rats gonna chop them? A human being, God, may go bring them back. That's all. At the vessel.
It could be recorded that over 200 girls were adopted in Chibok, Borno State, Nigeria. Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau, in his latest video, showed some of the adopted girls whom he threatened to sell. Since the abduction, many groups in the country and outside Nigeria have staged a protest with the team Bring Back Our Girls.
Why we are protesting today is that they should bring back our girls alive. Because if they should bring back the girls dead, there's nothing we can do about it. So what we need our girls alive.
The reason why we are here is for the Chibok girls, because we are actually crying and fasting and praying for them. We need our girls to be back. And also, we need peace to be in this country as well.
These women putting on red, which they said it signifies danger, shut down major streets in Abuja, demanding the release of the girls.
Do you expect us to wear black? We are not mourning our girls. They are not dead. They are still alive. And they must come back alive. Amen. Whether the devil likes it or not, they must come back alive. That's why we are putting on red.
Just once. To encourage the government to continue to do what is right, to make sure that these Chibok girls are released alive. Not only get released, getting them back alive to their parents.
Senate President, represented by Senator Chris Anyang and Senator Zainab Kure, while addressing the women, said the security situation in the country is a call for concern.
I want you to have confidence that the Senate and the House of Representatives, the National Assembly, is fully committed to this war, to producing the laws that will give the necessary backing to the executive branch in this ordeal. And all that we require from Nigerians, especially women, prayers, awareness, help your law enforcement. I want to thank you again for letting us speak.
Just as we were discussing the state of emergency yesterday, the bomb blasts in Jos came on again. We are discussing those issues even as I'm speaking with you in the chamber, because it calls for concern. We haven't seen peace too, and as mothers, because that's the wisdom behind him sending the two of us, female senators, your sisters, to come and address you.
The group also commends the President, Dr. Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, for his efforts towards the release of the girls and involvement of international communities. From Abuja, L.M. Chukwuemeka report for Ben TV News.
Nigerian Army said it has started recruitment of able-bodied Nigerians to boost the ongoing military campaign against Islamist terrorists Boko Haram. Army spokesman Brigadier General Olajide Lale made this known to journalists in Abuja.
As part of the annual manpower requirement of the Nigerian Army, there will be a recruitment exercise of qualified, able-bodied Nigerian men into the Nigerian Army. The exercise has since commenced with online registration of all interested persons and it will terminate on the 21st of June 2014. It will be followed by pre-screening examination at designated centers all over the country. Those recruited will be trained, after which they will form part of the force to undertake campaign in the Northeast.
Minister of Water Resources Sarah Ochekpe has canvassed the need for Nigeria to boost its agricultural production by further expanding its irrigation capacity, coupled with other support measures to maintain sustainable food production in the 21st century. The minister stated this in Abuja at the inception and sensitization workshop on development of national irrigation policy and strategy in Nigeria.
Further, that irrigated agriculture is one of the food security strategies being adopted by the present administration under the able leadership of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, in meeting the challenges of Nigeria's rapidly growing human population.
The minister further stated that irrigated agriculture is one of the food strategies being adopted by the present administration in meeting the challenges of Nigeria's rapid growing human population. The Nigerian government agencies in charge of security and crisis management appear unable to provide reliable death figures in the aftermath of the twin bomb attack that rocked Jos, the capital city of Plateau State, on Tuesday. The explosive devices went off at short intervals at the Jos main market, leaving a huge number of casualties. The police and the state gave an official figure of 46, which witnesses and reporters said was a far cry from the truth. Subsequently, the police, through the Plateau Police Commissioner Chris Olakpe, on Wednesday announced the death toll has risen to 75. But the National Emergency Management Agency on Tuesday night gave a contradictory figure of 118, calling to question the veracity of both agencies' claim and their ability to manage crises of the sort that occurred. Meanwhile, Plateau State government has blamed street trading for high casualty of the twin bomb blast that rocked the city capital, Jos. The state governor, Jonah Jang, said that the majority of the victims of the blast were those trading by the streets of the market. Mr. Jang stated this when the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar, visited him at Government House, Jos. About 200 people are believed to have died from the explosion at the Terminus Market on Tuesday afternoon, while several others sustained injuries. Jang therefore solicited the assistance of the Nigerian police and other security agencies towards the ban of street trading. Ben Television News will be right back. Please don't go away.
I am on the street of Abuja, the Nigerian Federal Capital Territory, just like any other nation. Nigeria is coping with various challenges, which include socio-economic issues, unemployment, and insecurity.
As we are alive to review the first 100 years of our nation, so by the grace of God, with others, be alive to review what we have done during the time that we have the opportunity to be in the leadership of this country.
We cannot continue like this as a nation. A time will come when the poor in this country will have nothing to eat but the rich. A time will come, those of us who drive on jeeps, it will become dangerous to even drive those jeeps outside. What happened in Libya is smelling in Nigeria.
In a quest to provide solution to some of these challenges, here comes Project Nigeria.
Welcome back. As a fallout of Joint Tax Board JTB suspension of the 30th June 2014 deadline for a change to the enhanced motor vehicle number plates and driver's license and separate court judgments from Lagos and Abuja, the Federal Road Safety Corps has deferred enforcement of the new scheme. The Corps has therefore directed its commanding officers to commence robust nationwide public awareness on the new initiative for motor vehicle administration in the country, emphasizing on the benefits of the new scheme and the need for buy-in from all Nigerians. The FRSC equally directed its commanding officers to explore all available platforms such as motor park rallies, advocacy visits, and other forms of public engagement in keeping with its 2014 strategic goal of improved public communication and road use education. It will be recalled that the FRSC has, in response to an earlier Federal High Court's verdict in Lagos on the 26th of April 2014, affirmed that the court never vacated its statutory powers to design and produce the new number plates, but only questioned its powers to fix deadline for enforcement of the new scheme, as confirmed by the recent directive from the JTB, which had the statutory powers to fix prices and set deadlines for implementation of the new number plates and driver's license. The Nigerian Union of Teachers has ordered the closure of all primary and secondary schools in the country in protest against the abduction of over 200 schoolgirls of the government secondary school Chibok, Borno State. The president of NUT, Mr. Michael Olukoya, made this known in a statement following the report that Boko Haram attacked and killed 19 people in a village near Chibok on Wednesday morning. Members of the union are also holding the Bring Back Our Girls rallies simultaneously in the 36 states of the Federation and Abuja. The union urged federal and state governments to provide insurance covers for both students and teachers in the troubled states, while advising that education should be declared a fundamental human right. And that's all we can take on Ben Television News. I am Kiru Oguli. Thanks for staying with us.